Evening, boys and girls, or shall I say afternoon, as force of habit. I've got Mr. Smithson with me. Evening, mate, or afternoon. I keep saying evening. Keep thinking it's bloody 8 o'clock podcast, mate. But breaking news: Rob Edwards has just been sacked. They reckon Slaven Bilic is going to take over. But Phil, mate, this is taking the piss now, because we were talking about yesterday. We've got to give him time, and international break comes along once again, and it's wielded another sack. I'm getting fed up with this, mate. What do you feel like?
It's crazy. I mean, they knew what they were getting into with Rob. Obviously not experienced at a higher level.
Yeah.
It needs time, obviously, to grow into the job. And what do they expect? Miracles within 10 games. I'm just, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's turning people away from the club. I'm just bemused by the whole situation. So you get Slaven in there, right? He's experienced at the top level. What happens? 10 games down the line, do we do the same again?
It's a joke, mate. Really is, mate. Before anything, mate, just shout out your forum.
I'm obviously Watford gossip page. Gossip. Well, it's a bit of a scandal at the moment.
It'd certainly be brilliant today, though, mate, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, people were having a go at me last night for my comment about with Sarr, where, with this thing, he's always injured, but then suddenly internationals, he's fit. And this just seems to be, I don't know, it's just a crazy situation. I can't figure it out. So I've followed the Hornets since the late 60s. Yeah. I've never known anything like it.
It's a fucking joke, isn't it? I mean, you give the guy some time, and I'll just shout. Just sorry to cut through you, mate. Elliot Iron said, "Absolute joke. Thank you very much for this. It's like literally a jump straight away. Get on a pod rather than sort of give you notice." And Phil, mate, you're absolute legend for coming on and helping us out here. And Ross has said so much for Duxbury, giving him the backing he needs. Liam says, or afternoon, he says, by the way, new to the channel, subscribe. Thank you ever so much, mate. Absolutely amazing. He says, been a Hornet since 2005. I'm 22. Liam, mate, you're an absolute legend. Potso's out from Elliot. You don't blame people now wanting them out after this, because this is a joke. All this build up in the start of the season with new regime, new culture. We're going to give the head coach time. We're going to give him the players that he needs. Okay, we haven't been playing great, but you got to give Rob time. He's a young, hungry coach, very ambitious, and it's basically ruined his career. It's put his career on hold now, isn't it? Sacking him at this early in the stage of season.
Yeah, I just can't imagine what it's done for his confidence. Obviously, he's been promised a lot, and Watford have delivered nothing. And so you can't expect, great shakes, from a manager that's never experienced football at this level. They have to give him more. Would have to give him more time than this. But 10 games, come on. What does he expect? He's still finding his feet. He's in the Championship, one down from the Premiership. I'm just bemused by a whole lot. I could not believe, reading it when it come up. They sacked him after 10, 11 games. That is just crazy. Do we continue blaming the players? Well, I think it's gone past that. It can't be the players all the time. It can't be the managers all the time. It's got to be, obviously, the hierarchy of it all. Yeah, we know football now is a money-making business. But doing this, Watford are just throwing money away. They could be spending on other players that we need. I'm totally bemused. I'm gobsmacked with it all. Really am gobsmacked.
Yeah.
What can you say?
Yeah, exactly, mate. And Callie, thank you so much, mate. Another one I've messaged literally a minute ago, and he's jumped on. Callie, mate, I mean, you said this private message me. You called this start of the season, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy that's never played at the highest level. He's never managed anything above League One. I feel sorry for him a little bit, because there's no way you can expect him to work magic. If he's not got the experience, he's never been there. Everything's against him. And you can't give him 10 games. If you're going to get a guy like that in, you've got to give him, probably the full season sort of team out. But the Pozos, again, they're just showing themselves what they are at the moment, and I don't like the guys. But, if they want instant success, they've got to go high with the manager. They've got to get a well-known manager in that can do it. That's only two ways about it.
Yeah, they reckon Bilic is the next one in line, which I'm not really going to complain if Bilic takes it over. I would have Jukanovic, to be honest, to get Yoka back. But what's your opinion on that, Callie, mate?
Yeah, I mean, Slaven Bilic, he's got a track record, and he's been in the Championship, and but again, how many games are they going to give him? It seems a sort of like a trend at Watford. We'll give the manager 10 games, then we'll get rid of him. And I don't know what these guys expect. They're not putting the money where the mouth is. They're not buying in star players, and yet they want miracles out of it. It's like saying I want to go shopping on a £10 budget. You can't do it. So, I think it's the chairman, board of directors. They got to hang their heads in shame a bit, because they ain't doing the jobs properly.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Phil, mate, I mean, you on your forum as well, and you'll go plenty of discussion on there as well. And it's just a complete joke. Like I said, how long is Bilic till Bilic is sacked? It's a clown show. That's from Liam. Like I say, new subscribers. So thank you very much, mate. And like Kelly says, how long they're going to give him as well? It's probably till the World Cup.
But who wants to take this job on?
Why? Why would you want to?
Yeah. I mean, Callie, are you spare at the weekend?
I came down to the Sunderland match. They wouldn't even let us on the pitch.
Yeah, it's crazy. No one's got the job. I mean, we have had some supposedly good managers. I mean, all right, Roy Hodgson, not everyone's cup of tea. England manager, and look what happened to him.
Yeah.
So, who, in all honesty, is going to want to take the Watford job on, knowing 10 games down the line they could get tin tax, right? They might get a few quid in their pocket, but come on, let's be serious. Who wants a Watford job?
Well, you're safe until but Elliot's saying I want Isco back because he did a brilliant job for us. I mean, that's another one. Look, we've had Flores back. The Isco should have had an experienced head alongside him in the Premier League to give him a bit of help because he was clearly inexperienced. Bless him. He got us promoted, but he needed someone like Taylor had with Bertie Mee and like Boothroyd had with Birkinshaw. He needed someone alongside him as guidance for the first couple of years, and I think that's what did Isco in. But yeah, I'm just shocked. I'm almost as pissed off as when we got rid of Pearson.
Yeah,
you know what, Pidge? I've always said this, right? Football is not a football club anymore; it's a business. One walked through them doors at Watford. It was like going through passport control at the family side of it's gone. It's a bit. That's all it is. I mean, you look at the corporate hospitality things they rent out. I mean, it's all about money now. This football secondary. It's like they're paying money for this, so they want success out of it straight away. And in this day and age, if you don't deliver, they just get someone else in. So yeah, I mean, it's a dodgy job taking on the Watford job at the moment.
I mean, I know that. I mean, I know we talked about Graham Taylor, but Graham Taylor was a freak of football. He everything just clicked for him. How he done it all, he was amazing. But you don't get many GTs come along in a lifetime, and I don't think Watford are going to find one soon.
I think the difference was we had a chairman that knew that the club needed years to develop, and he brought Graham Taylor in with the thought of it's going to take 4 or 5 years to get us up there. That was a plan, and that was a chairman that took over the club and loved the football club. These boys they're in it for the money, mate. It's a business. Elton bought into the club because he loved the club. And he gave Graham time to change the club around. We got the youth system set up. That was a big part of Watford. We brought so many players through from the youth system that actually got careers out of football and took the club up, and he was given time to do that. And the club was running exactly how he wanted it to run. Now it's, you're not even called a manager these days. You're called a coach. So that just shows you haven't got the only thing you've got the running over is the team. All the other matters seem to get taken over by someone else. So it's completely different now. It's not going to change either.
I mean, last night I put that post up, and people were slating me because I called a lot of our players mercenaries, and I think they are. They're just there for the paycheck, not for the club.
They're on too much money. I mean, when we played, we was on win bonuses, and it hurt. It hurt you if you got your wage packet at the end of the month and you didn't have any win bonuses in it. So yeah, I can understand what you're saying, but listen, I sort of follow the football. I follow Derby and Watford, and I called this out to Pidge right at the start of the season when we were third in the league. I said, we're third in the league. Everyone's getting carried away with it. We are not playing well. Them matches that they've got results on, they've been lucky. We weren't playing well. And I said, if they keep playing like that, they'll start losing games. And that's exactly what's happened. So, you know, like you say, it's not always down to the manager. The players there, you know, if you could sack players, I'm pretty sure a lot of players would give a lot more effort into the game. But the trouble is you can't sack players, not unless they're in breach of contract. So, you know, it's the managers who get the sack all the time.
Yeah, I know. We've got a few people. It's a Bilic now confirmed by Lee Cusack. Danny Bagley said it's not just our players; it's most players at most. It's most players at most clubs. Mr. Cusack, he said this surely must be the last chance to lose for the Pozzos because there is a major backlash from the fans. If you agree or not, the sacking of Edwards, the club can't continue with a ridiculous strategy. I completely agree. He says I can see some unrest manifesting at the Swansea game unless we stuff Stoke on Sunday. Mr. Vine, hello mate. He says just found out the news. Terribly flabbergasted. The board are a joke. My missus, she comes under Tony Jones, but it's her birthday today, so just say happy birthday to the missus. I've just been down to town, came back from town, turned on my computer, and then suddenly found out Rob Edwards has been sacked. So just once again, shout out to Phil and Callie. You're both absolute legends for coming on literally within 2 minutes of me asking. I said, boys, thank you very much. She said it's a joke sacking him, completely biggest mistake they make. Michael, I saw you in town, mate. Hello, mate. And also the missus said the club is going downhill, players and the Pozzos are going to ruin the club. Watford released the statement at the moment. Watford are relieved Rob Edwards of his duties as head coach. The board at Watford FC wishes to place on record its thanks to Rob for all his work since his appointment and wish him and assistant Richie Kiley, who also has left the club, all the very best in their future careers in coaching and management. Hornets confirmed his newly appointed coach in due course. Nothing against Bilic, but this is absolute bollocks from the club. It's a fucking joke. And like you said, Callie, you know, back when GT got it, the manager ran the club. The manager got paid the most money. You didn't go above his head. The chairman or the owners at the time gave those managers the time to build and have a project, which he did. And he had that bravery and that astuteness to build from the ground up organically with youth players like yourself, Luther, Barnsley, and players like that. So he had that time to do that. These managers or head coaches like Rob have not got the time to be brave enough to bring these kids through. Look, we've got a fantastic academy. Rob, Jimmy, and all the guys, and Omar, Richard are doing a fantastic job there, but just not giving a head coach time to bring some of these kids through.
No, they're never going to get that chance at the moment. That's just the way football's gone now, with the amount of money that's been invested by Sky Sports and stuff like that. It's like I said, it's a business, and they want money out of it, and they want success straight away. So you're never going to see the likes of Graham Taylor again at clubs like Watford. Do you know what the concerning thing is? Like last year on the social media, I've never seen so much bickering between Watford fans and the other Watford fans. You know, there was a lot of hostility. People were arguing, and this is the chairman, this is the board of directors causing this, because they're disrupting the club all the time. You know, there's managers coming in, going out, people having opinions on it. People don't like their opinions. I've never seen it on the Facebook page until last year. And by the sounds of it, it's going to carry on this year. You know, fans are not happy with the board at the moment.
No, well, yeah. Elton, what about getting fucking off Duxbury and getting Elton? Elton is let him run the bloody club and just say the Pozzos, look, just finance it and let Elton run it. I mean, he damn sight better than what we've got already. Phil?
I think Elton would do a good job. He brought us that far back in the 70s, 80s and onwards. And I think he looked after the club. He loved the club. He's got passion for the club. Pozzos, they've just got, let's see, money. Well, Elton was prepared to put his own money in it. He didn't seek, so I believe he didn't seek a return from it. He just had passion for the club. You know, God knows what he's thinking at the moment. It would be interesting if he put a statement out to what he, thought that has happened again. You know, it's just heartbreaking. The club I've loved for all these years, and now we're laughing stock. All my friends around the world, they cannot believe it. They're not football followers, but they know I'm a fan, and they shake their head. What the hell is happening with Watford? And you just can't answer them, can you?
No, you can't.
You really can't.
So I was going to say, you don't know how the dressing room's been with the new manager either. I mean, I said at the start of the season when I was talking to Pidge, you've got a manager that's coming in that hasn't managed at the highest level, hasn't played at the highest level. Some of these boys have been playing Premiership football last year. They're on stupid wages. They're down in the Championship now. If he starts digging into one of them and they don't agree with it, they're going to, the sort of attitude could be that, well, what do you know about it? You've never managed it at that level. So I said to Pidge, if he didn't start with about 5 or 6 wins in a row, he'd be under pressure. And that's exactly what's happened. I don't know whether the dressing room was with him or whether it wasn't, but I watched the Sunderland game last week, and there was only one team that wanted to win in the last 10 minutes, and that was Sunderland. And that just shows you that have they got the hunger in the dressing room? Is there the togetherness in there? I don't know what's going on. But these players, they're not earning their money at the moment.
No, they should be supporting him. They understand. I mean, I think the fans this season were prepared to get behind Rob and back him, though he's inexperienced. The players should be doing the same. I mean, the silly money they're on, they should be helping him, giving him advice even. I mean, that never goes amiss, does it? Your work is help, giving you advice, pointing you in the right direction. You take it on board. I mean, the fans are all prepared for it. So, it's crazy. And we've got some seasoned pros in there that are on silly money. They should know better.
Yeah. Yeah. Brown Electric saying ridiculous, he needs more time. Give the guy 5 games and he'll be gone too. It wouldn't surprise me. Will people vote with their feet? It's a hard one, isn't it? Because he's under he'll be under massive pressure already, Bilic. I do believe we've got a chance. I still believe we had a chance with Edwards, to be fair. I think one of his main things was he tried to be a bit more on the player side, saying his first gathering of a small bunch of the players, call me Rob, call me whatever you like. It should be just Gaffer. Looking in hindsight now, it should have been just that. And I think some of them are just taking the piss. I think a lot to do with the ball.
I remember going games in the early 70s where we had 3,000-4,000 people there, all passionate. I remember being in the ground when we had 32,000 in there. Can you imagine? We controlled with 32,000 fans now. Well, you couldn't move. You couldn't move. And, we're losing the fans. The crowd, the attendance is to go down. We'll get the stalwarts like ourselves. We'll still go. But, we're going to turn a lot of people off of us. A lot of people.
Yeah, Callie, what was this about them weren't even letting you on the pitch? I mean, surely, was it the anniversary of the 8-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought I was under the understanding that they were going to. The players that turn up were from the team that beat Sunderland 8-0. I was under the understanding we was going to go on the pitch at half time, but I think they cancelled that.
Why? Because they always have legends on there, don't they? I mean, Jesus Christ! I mean, don't get bigger legends. I don't want to blow smoke up your ass, but bigger legends than yourself, Luther, and a few others that played on that day.
Yeah, there was Les Taylor was there, Ian Bolton, Steve Sherwood, myself, Lethal. It was a good little turnout. It would have been nice to just get out on the pitch and say hello to fans and stuff like that. But again, like I said, I think that's just the way the club's gone. And the support, they're starting to divide the support. There's little break-up sections appearing. That never used to happen at Watford. We was a family club, but you don't see that. The only part of the family club I saw on Saturday was Anne Swanson popped in to say hello.
Yeah. She's definitely Mrs. Watford. What a legend she is.
Yeah, she created the family enclosure. Yeah. It was a good day out. I enjoyed it down there, but it would have been nice to have got out, and it would have been nice to have seen the goals again. But listen, whoever they get in, they're only going to get 10 games anyway. This is the way the Pozos act. I mean, I still can't get my head around these players that leave the club, and it puts an undisclosed figure.
Yeah,
how much money they're getting for these players, right? It's all money with them, and it's going to change until we get someone else in to run the club and own the club. It's never going to change.
Yeah, the Duxbury needs to go. How the hell? Why is this director of football still in charge? Apparently, he's still there. He hasn't actually been sacked. So why? How is he still there? And Rob's gone.
Well, he's got to be part of the reason why the club aren't doing so well. If he's in charge of recruiting players and stuff like that,
yeah,
surely he's got to be held accountable for it. Not unless he's best mates with him.
yeah. Bro. No, that's disgusting. You guys didn't go on the pitch because I mean we've had everyone on the pitch. Every single game we've always expect a legend. I was gutted I never made that game. I know Ray for his birthday went with you guys, which is fantastic. I'm glad Sir Ray went over there. But my missus went to that game. She said, it was she enjoyed the game, but yeah, I'm so pissed off with this. I really am, because I do actually feel sorry for Rob. I think it's absolutely disgusting because it's halted his career now. Okay, we haven't been playing well, and like you said, you called it, and fair play to you. There are people who will look and quite rightly say he was out of his depth, but you can't get experience in these divisions if you're not allowed to as well. That's not going against what you said, Callie, but if you're going to give him the chance, then give him the chance. Don't just judge him after 10 games and sack him. I think it's so wrong. Otherwise, don't employ him at all. But they wanted to go a different route. All this good feeling after the Elton concerts, and it's a new beginning. We're going to learn from our lessons. Same bullshit that we've heard for the last 3 years.
I mean, look at GT when he started at Watford. When did he manage Lincoln beforehand?
And he had Bertie Mee as his assistant to help him, didn't he?
Yeah. But look how Graham ended up, England manager. He was given time to build a team, put his ethics into it, and look what happened. We were a great team, passionate team. Everyone played for everyone, and no sacking after 5 games if a few games went wrong. That's what we need to get back to. Back in a manager, and then him bring it through, not after 10 games and buggering him off. I foresee at least another 2 managers by the end of the season, at least.
Don't say that.
Well, come on. Let's be realistic about it. True, I mean, mate. I like Bilic. My other team is West Ham. No spitting. But the same may end up with him. It'd be another 10, 15 games, then someone else again.
Exactly. Go on, Callie. We'll go off in a minute, guys and girls. Thank you ever so much. Callie, mate, go on. You have the last word here, mate.
I was just going to say, it would have been interesting to know what the discussion was when they were giving him the job. If they put a time limit on how long he had to get success, or are they promising things and then going back on their words? That's what you don't know about these Pozos. He knew what the job was that he was taking on was a big one. So did they say, look, we'll give you the season to get things right, or did they say we want success straight away? So whatever they said, it's still not good sacking a manager after the amount of games he's had. That's the problem, is you don't know what goes on behind closed doors these days, and I'm pretty sure it's not long term. Everything's pretty much short term.
Yeah, mate.
But, hey,
Definitely.
let's hope Slaven comes in and does the business.
Let's hopefully so, mate. Right, Phil, mate. Oh, first, Kelly, mate. You on live tonight, or what's your
On about 9 o'clock tonight.
Brilliant, mate. Mixcloud.
Mixcloud, yeah.
Yeah, get over to guys and girls. Get over to Mixcloud. Mixcloud.com/live/Nigel Callan. Was it 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock, yeah.
Brilliant. We'll post that up on the TaylorMade Army Forum and TMA TV. So we'll make sure just when you're doing it, just click the link. It will get you straight onto the page. So that's 9 o'clock tonight. Callie, mate, thank you very much, mate. Really short notice, but absolute star. Thank you ever so much.
No problem.
Cheers, mate. Phil, mate. Forum got to 2,000 members before me, mate. So fair play. What one is it again, and how do we get onto it?
It's a Watford gossip page, and there's lots of gossip going on there, and we'll soon be nearly at 2,500.
Amazing, mate. Amazing. Look, it couldn't happen to a better person, mate. I'll tell you. To beat me to 2,500, mate. So well done. Honestly, really mean that, mate. Well done.
Cheers, bud. Cheers, Callie.
Right. Cheers, Callie. Thank you very much. Right, see you Friday night. We'll get all you can carry on the discussion there Friday night. But we'll build up to Slaven Bilic's first game at Stoke on Sunday. But yeah, Callie, Phil, thank you very much.
Friday.
Take care, guys.
Friday.
Yeah, it'll be gone by Friday, so we'll be looking at the new coach and getting your thoughts on the sacking of Bilic on Friday as well. So be a double header, that one. All right, see you guys.
Take it easy. Take care.